Hey everybody, it's me, Zach. This is Judy, and welcome back to our channel. Hey everybody, it's me, Zach, and today I just want to check in with you all and talk to you all a little bit about some stuff that's gone on Amberlynn's Instagram stories that relates to me specifically that some of you have reached out to me about, and just answer and discuss some of the things that happened because I think it's important to talk about. But before I get started with this, let me be clear that I am actually not upset with Amberlynn Reid over any of this whatsoever. In fact, I think people who either support me or just trying to cause drama or something like that are more upset over this than I am. And I know that probably sounds weird coming from me because I think historically on my channel, I've mostly been frustrated with the actions and behaviors of Amberlynn Reid, but I think it's important to discuss and give credit where credit is due, and I really don't think it's fair that folks are coming at Amberlynn Reid so hard. But I have said a whole lot without saying much at all, and so let me just give you a breakdown of what happened, and then we can discuss a little bit more of the details after all is said and done. So if you don't know, one thing that Amberlynn Reid loves to do is to make these long Q&A moments on the Instagram stories where she just puts up a little question box where you can ask her any question, and then just for days on end. She usually does this once a month maybe, but she'll do it for 7 days in a row when she doesn't. So she's been doing this for this past week. It's pretty standard Amberlynn behavior. With this series of questions, it seems like she's focused a lot on some young dumb honey bun stuff nonsense. I don't know. It seems like some people ask her a lot of questions about young dumb honey bun. If you don't know who that is, she is another commentary drama channel that discusses Amberlynn Reid, and a lot of people are saying that Amberlynn doesn't like her. Amberlynn has had a lot to say about her. I don't really care all that much about whatever beef is going on with them, to be honest. It doesn't really impact me outside of this little tiny bit that we're about to get into, but I think that will help provide some context for where I come into this picture, because a lot of people are frustrated with Amberlynn being particularly targeted towards her right now in this moment. So where I come into the picture is that somebody asked Amberlynn this specific question. They said, "You seem to only go off on women reaction channels. The envy is so clear. Sad." And Amberlynn's response was, "I literally made a whole video reacting to Zachary Michael. He isn't a woman." So this led to apparently lots of people reaching out to Amberlynn Reid about my gender. And before we get into that part, I do want to say Amberlynn has addressed me in the past. It's not like we have no history. She's talked about me on her channel. She did a whole reaction to one of my videos that I reacted to, her reacting to me reacting to her. It's my most viewed video on my channel ever. So she has addressed me, but the reality is for all intents and purposes, I have only really covered her recently in a lighthearted manner. I don't talk about her diet. I don't talk about her health. And I'm guessing some aspects of that are why she's not talking about me. But also, I'm old news, y'all. as some of my haters would like you to know, I'm irrelevant. Okay? So I'm sure that's just why she has it. And the people at the top of discussing her right now happen to be primarily women, right? I think the only other person that I could actively think about that has a large following that's talking about her that's not a woman is Alex's Shook, right? So I don't know. And she has had positive things to some extent to say about him. So, it is what it is. But she certainly had plenty to say about me and Michael B. Petty in the past, both of us. So a lot of people reached out to Amberlynn, let her know that I am non-binary, and they told her that she was using the wrong pronouns for me. So specifically, there's this message that says, "Zachary Michael is non-binary, respect pronouns." Her response was, "I literally didn't know. I apologize. My mistake." So there's that. And then there were several other, like, she posted a lot of stories about this, which I think is why so many people reached out to me specifically about it. But I'm not going to go over every single post, but I do think that this particular post is important. So this person said, "This is not the first time you misgendered someone. It's not hard to be respectful." And she said, "I misgendered years ago as a mistake. It was taking my mind longer than it should have to comprehend the change. I felt horrible and apologized countless times since then and haven't misgendered since. Even now, I'm not misgendering. I didn't watch Zack's video. I don't watch his content anymore. So I didn't know he came out as non-binary. Turns out his pronouns are they, him." Let's just talk about all of this now, because now that all of those things are out, I just want to say, to be very clear, in my video that I posted, I said very plainly that they, them, he, or him are all fine. So I am a non-binary human person, and you could still use he, him pronouns for me. I will also take they, them if you would like. The thing about being non-binary is that, like, it's just that I don't 100% identify as man. I don't 100% identify as woman. For me, I'm so used to being called he, him at this point, like, I'm going to respond to it. It's fine with me. I don't feel offended by it. It's just a way that I'm used to being referred to. And for now, I don't mind if people say he, him, which is why I said that. And they, them is very new to me, as it is to everybody, including clearly Amberlynn. And if she didn't use they, them for me, that is okay, all right? So I did clearly say those things. And I want to go back to her original statement, which was a response about why she only targeted women reaction channels. And her statement was, "He isn't a woman," which is true. That's like an actual exact quote almost from what I said in my video, which was, I don't identify as a man, but I certainly also don't identify as a woman. So to say that she's only going off on women reaction channels and then her using me as an example when I'm not a woman is fair. Okay, so nothing she said is wrong. She didn't use any kind of pronouns that offended me. She didn't misgender me. She didn't do any of those things. And on top of that, what I really want to talk about, because I think it's important for other people to learn about and respect and follow up on, like, can you believe I'm going to say this, but Amberlynn is actually a good example of what to do when somebody tells you that you misgendered them, okay? Now, she wasn't always. I actually have been very critical. Like, one of the things that made me the most upset whenever I first started to be like, why do I enjoy watching this girl? Because if you don't know my history with Amberlynn, I really was a fan once upon a time. I enjoyed watching her content. It was something I was interested in. But one of the first things, I mean, there are quite a few things that kind of like made me step back. But one of the first things was that she consistently dead-named and misgendered her ex and refused to apologize for it after she was corrected and continued to make the mistake. Now, it's clear from her response here that she's learned from that and she's finally grown. And all I can ask for, and actually all I've ever wanted from anybody, is growth and change, right? And if she's demonstrated anything, she's done it here. She was made aware of the situation, the issue, which wasn't even correct, first of all, let's say that. But she was made aware of an issue, and when she found out, she said, "Oh, I didn't realize. I'm sorry, my mistake." Okay? That is how you should respond to somebody when you make a mistake. It's not an attack on you, right? Like, it's not an attack on you as a person, you as a character. You made a mistake. Just apologize and move on. And I can't speak for all trans or non-binary people, right? That's not my space. I feel like I've been out in this community for less than a week at this point, okay? So I'm not the expert, but from my experience and learning from the experiences of others, what is respected and valued the most from other people, okay? What is respected from trans people, from non-binary people, when you mess up their pronouns is an apology and then changed behavior, okay? And that's what she is saying she's doing right here. She says, I'm sorry, my mistake. I didn't know. And I think that's fair. I think that's fair. So for the people that continued to message her after she apologized, like, what else do you want from her? Is my question, okay? And listen, I don't want people to think I don't appreciate that folks are trying to like stand up for me, make sure that I'm not misgendered, make sure that I'm not disrespected, this, that, the other. But the reality is, quite honestly, quite truly, like, I feel like Amberlynn was doing her due diligence to do her best to make sure that the correct pronouns are being used, apologizing for her mistakes, and that's all I can ask, right? That is all I can ask, and all I want, really. I mean, truly. Now, I know that some of this might be confusing, this like concept that I'm telling people I'm non-binary, but I'm still using he, him pronouns, right? Because like this is supposed to be different, but like the reality is that I don't fit just like perfectly in this, like, I don't identify as anything. I don't know. It's just so complicated. It's so complicated. And like I said, I guess like really what's important is that I'm so used to responding to he, him, and it's not something that like offends me if people say it to me. So if people say he, him to me, I'm not gonna get upset. Like for me, the most important thing about being non-binary is that like I finally can put a label and some understanding to this disconnect that I felt from my gender for really a very long time in my life, okay? That it is okay that I am not 100% man or 100% woman, that I'm somewhere in the in-between, okay? I'm none of those things, I'm all of those things, okay? That's like what's most important to me. All right. Are we all on the same page about that? Are we good? Are we good? I really, again, like I've said in my previous videos, like I have been blown away by the support from people. I've appreciated the support. So yeah, I guess that's like all I really have to say about the situation. Thanks for the people who reached out because they were concerned, but Amberlynn's fine. She's okay. There are much larger things to get worried about, especially when she didn't even actually misgender me or use the wrong pronouns. Okay. All right. Well, I hope that clears some things up. If it didn't, I feel free to ask me questions. I don't know. This was a really off the cuff, like spur of the moment video. I wasn't planning on filming today, but I was getting enough messages about it. I felt like it was important to address. So thanks for listening. I appreciate it. If you're already, please subscribe, hit the bell button, leave comments, hit like, click share, follow me on social media, and have a wonderful day. Bye.